Hello, classmates, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ogunshola, Kayode Ogunshola. I'm a candidate for the president of the SET, COMLAG 88. I've called this theme of campaign Positioning for Success. We've been a group, a forum now for, well, close to 15 years, if I remember very well, from the days of the BlackBerry grouping, to which we thank our able colleague, Wole Shodunke. Again, we've grown both in number, in terms of contacts, and it's been good. It's been down to a number of support from quite a number of people. But I think, honestly, it's time for us to start to lift up and lift off from where we are and get to the next level, as they say. I would honestly love us to come to run the organization as one that is an alumni for the benefits of its members. So what is the value of a network? Yeah, we're all professionals now. A number of us have, very interesting roles. We've great experience. We're in our 50s or close to 50. Median age is 50. At least we have 30 years of experience coming from university, from our backgrounds and all that. How do we leverage those skills and those experiences for mutual benefits? I honestly think we should take the forum, we should take our SET, take our alumni up to the level where we become proud of it. It's not just a social gathering. To be honest, at 50, 10, 15 years, we're going to be retiring, some of us. It's time to start to think very seriously about who we are and what our members are, what we have become. How do we ensure that we can support ourselves? So to do that, you must approach things in a structured way. There's a model that's called structure, conduct, and performance. The structure you implement in any organization or society has an influence on the conduct, has an influence on performance. If you don't structure well, you can't perform well. It's just a rule. Any performance you get is essentially luck. I would like us to move away from luck to sort of structured actions, intentional goals, and targeted aspirations. And if it works, then fine. So how do you position for success? You must first, like I said, look at the structure. You must have a strategy. You must think of the tools you want to use and who are the stakeholders, the people. And of course, you must have clear goals and outcomes. So there's a framework for success. Examples of frameworks, you can have McKinsey's 7S. I come from that academic theoretical background because these concepts actually work. They actually work. If they say what you sow is what you reap. If you don't sow in a proper sort of structured way, you cannot reap. If you don't apply a method and the concept to what you're doing or philosophy to what you're trying to do, at best, your results are just ad hoc. They're lucky. When you apply a framework and you know what you're trying to do, you're intentional, you tend to achieve results that are very much in tandem with what you're trying to do. So I propose a 5-point agenda. Each of the agenda items, I will go into it in some detail in some other podcast. But for now, I just would like to present to you an overview of the 5PA, as I call it. The first one is proactive welfare. The welfare, the way we've approached it the last few years, has been very much demand-driven. People come and ask for support and all that kind of stuff. Let's plan a program for welfare. Let's actually survey our members. What do they need? What are they looking for? I don't think anybody would want to be in a place where they beg their mates for money or for support. I honestly don't think so. I think, circumstances will happen in life. I've had some very sort of challenging experiences, as most of us have. And when you're in that place, you need a helping hand. So I think we should have a structured way of supporting ourselves, not wait for someone to come and then, is a nuisance or not a nuisance. I don't think we should be thinking along those lines. You should always think that, what if it was me? What would I do? So I'm going to propose some action plans for how we should address the welfare, move away from reactive into proactive mindset for welfare. A second key aspiration I think I have that I'd love to sort of share with you is, how can we look to empower ourselves in a structured way, in economical way? Economics was my best subject in command, actually. I read an A1 and I still enjoy it. but economics, it actually makes sense. How do you empower? How do you transform? In an economic state, injection, FDI transforms economies, but not just FDI. You need to have tools that you use to run FDI. You need to have projects and programs. Yeah. So let us start to look at projects that can help to empower the mass, or at least a number of our members. Let's move away from ad hoc chance interventions. And I know we're doing a lot of things individually, and a number of people have done so many good things. But let us try to do things in a collective. I want to challenge myself and all of you to let us start to see how we can, let's aggregate ourselves in some measure to make a change amongst ourselves. The third item I see that I think I would love to share is personal development. It's not a boast. I have 4 degrees. It's not a boast. And I've seen how that has helped me in life. I mean, in my career, I still work. Yeah. But each side of qualification is a knowledge base I can draw on. I finished a law program just 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I never knew law. But now, even though I'm a baby legal expert in that sense, I can discuss the rudiments of law. I may not be a SAN, and I don't have to be a SAN, but I understand law. I understand how to test cases. I understand how you can establish the merits. Law is also like mathematics. Yeah. So say murder as an example. Yeah. There's a test for murder. It's not just accidental that someone died and someone killed him. No. There's a test. So these things are knowledge bases. We need to draw on the knowledge bases we have within this wider group. How do we use what we have to empower ourselves? And how do we grow up our skills even in that? I challenge us as a group. It's not a matter of trying to, anybody can be anything in life. Just focus 10, 5, 15 years of your life in it, and you can achieve it. You can still be a doctor, to be honest. Yeah. So with personal development, I'm saying all those skills that we can acquire that can still make a change for us at this time of life. I'd love to share with you as a manifesto item, as a program of action. Skills development. Skills. What you have latent skills, you have potential. How do you build skill sets? Ronaldo, Messi, these guys are skillful. But some people have natural skills. Some, they have to develop that skill. So how do we intentionally develop skills amongst ourselves? The Jews have an interesting sort of, not a mantra, but a philosophy. They try to make sure that they all have skills with their hands. Because if things go berserk, it is skills with your hands that society really wants a lot of times. Artificial skills are good, but if there are no computers, what do we all run back to? I'm not saying that we should all try and become carpenters or sewers or whatever it is, but let's see what sort of skills can I still add to myself at this level of life, and how can the executive, how can this platform, how can the alumni, how can we help to grow us as a people, grow us as a set? We can bring in external parties to help grow our skills. I was on a program once, just like 6 months, and we're going through investing in the markets, and I learned a lot. Even at close to 50, we can still do a lot of things. Finally, as part of the 5PA, faith and counseling, I think, is important. My view of faith and counseling, and we don't all have to be Christians or Muslims. We can have different faith. The Catholics, the many sort of dimensions or many sort of sects that we have in our major faiths. But God is God. How do we bring God to bear on what we do? And I assure you, if you bring God to bear on what you do, you will see a difference. I want you to follow me on the journey. Over the next number of days, I'm going to be sharing some podcasts to take each of these items one by one and propose to you some programs, some actions that we can execute to acquire and to experience outcomes. Not just accidental things. Let us plan, and when we succeed, then we can celebrate. So please join me on the journey. It's going to be an interesting ride, but I can assure you, you won't regret it. Thank you so much.